Hello everyone and welcome to the second half of our week 2 game in the NLL. The Toronto Rock are 0-1 at Vancouver Warriors, who are playing their first game. The current score is 7-9. We're on 5-on-5 at the start of this third period, but Challen Rogers for Toronto is currently serving another 7 minutes remaining on his 5+10 that he received in the second period. So here we go. So 6, and it's a 6 I'm not going to change. 5 is going to change out the Toronto player, and 11 on a face-off. Procedure call: ball odd to visitors, even to home. So the ball will start with Vancouver. So we have an 11. So we switch out 5 and 3. 11 is a play clock violation. If the defence has 2 squares, well, they only have 1, otherwise it's a play. So Vancouver get the first play of this second half, and it is a 4. 5 to 2 to 1, and 1 will change. So we have scissors, 2 assist, 6, so that's going to be a 3. And it is a miss. So Vancouver miss. And 5, we'll give it to the visiting team, who will come back up the court. And we have a 5 and a 2, so we're going to have a bBoxLa blast. 7, so going to be a home team penalty after 5 sections, so that will take us up to 23 altogether. Home penalty, power play goal to the visitors. So Toronto get a goal on a power play. So first of all, Vancouver will have a penalty, but Toronto get a goal to bring it to 9-8. And the goal will go to Paulus. And Slade will be the assist. A power play goal, making it 8-9. Let's have a look at what the penalty was. So I'll have to go to the penalty chart. My book is at the front here. And it is 7, so it's a minor penalty. Just roll again to D1, who is Wade. And the penalty is a 8. An 8 is a tripping. So minor penalty, tripping, but goal is quickly scored by Toronto. They will get the momentum, and we'll still be on 5-on-5. So, 5 and 4 will replace each other, change around, and a 10 on a face-off. High face-off wins 48-32. So Toronto win the face-off. And we have a 9, which is a loose ball. 5-4, count up the squares. 1 and 1. They're with the power play. They're with the momentum. So Toronto will bring the ball, and they will make a move 9, which is 4 to 1 to 2, who will change. So scissors, which won't count because we've got momentum. 1 is a 1, 2 is so it's a 4. So the shot is on target, but it's saved. 4. Pings off the post, pile up in front, one defensive square which we have, so the defense will take over, and Vancouver come up the court. Swap out 2 and 1. 3 is a play, most triangles. 1 for Toronto, 1 for Vancouver, but Toronto have momentum, so Toronto will get the ball. And it is a 6, 3, 2, 1, and 2 will change places. This could be a lot better. So scissors won't count. 2, so it's 6, so he's going to get the shot off. And the shot is good, but it's saved. And 7, goalie stop shot. 0-1 and 0-5 contend for a loose ball. And 0-1 and D5, sorry. So 0-1 has to swap out. D5 has to swap out. And it's out of bounds. So we roll that, and it's a 6. Team with more squares gets the ball. And that is going to be Toronto because they've got momentum. Just 4 swapping out here. For those who wonder what I'm doing, the rules say that you can change anybody on a 6, but I don't like that, so I roll the green dice, and if this is a 6, I move whatever player that is. These 2 numbers still count, but if it's a 6, I just don't move that player out. So a 10 is a turnover. If any defender has a square, which they have, so Toronto lose the ball, and Vancouver coming back up the court. So a 3 and a 6 with a 6, so nobody changes there. 9, it's a loose ball. 3, 6, team with most triangles. 1, 2, 1. So Toronto take the ball off Vancouver, and they will now begin to move up the court. And we have an 11 play clock. Have they got a square? They don't have a square, so Toronto will get a chance to score. 9, 4, 1, 2, and 2 will change place. So we've got 1, we've got enough, there's a 6 there. 6 is on target, and it's a goal. So Toronto goal, and that will tie up the game. So Toronto goal, and it is Hellier. Sorry, it is McArdle. And the assists go to Cree and Hellier. And it's an even-handed goal, 9-9. So we're back at the centre for the face-off. And it is a 10. High face-off. 54, it's going to be Toronto who gain the ball. 1 and 3. And 4 is a goal charge. And 5 is the D5. Who is Dallas Wade for Vancouver. Does he have a square? He does not. Therefore, it's going to be a shooting chance. And we have 4, which is 5, 2, and 1 will change place. So no scissors as they've got momentum. And it's a 4. So it's a Toronto miss. And 6 gives it to the team with the most squares, who are Toronto, so they'll take the ball and start again. 6, which is going to be a crash, and it's going to be hit. Neither have got hit, so it goes to the team with momentum, who are Toronto. Excuse me. And so Toronto will make a play, 5, 2, 1, and 1 will change places. sorry, 5, 1, 2, and 2 will change places. So nothing, 1, 3. So we're looking at less than a 3, and they have less than a 3, but 2 will be a save. And 2, 3 deflected towards the corner, 2 squares. They only have 1 square. Otherwise, 01 gets the rebound shot. So 01 will get a rebound shot. And he will miss. And that will go to team with most triangles. And that is going to be Toronto. So Toronto have the ball and they will rebuild, and Rogers can come back on now in defense. And so Sorensen will drop out. Brock Sorensen, who came into the rotation to fill in for Rose, as his 10-minute misconduct penalty expires. And so 4 and 2 is a 6, which is a crash, and it's a hit. They both have hit, so they have momentum. So Toronto will have it. 7. 3 who changes to 1 to 2. So 2 scissors, which won't count. 1, 2, so it's a 2, and it's a miss. And that will go to the trailing team. So Vancouver pick up the ball and advance up the court. They've had not a lot of action in this third period, Vancouver. It's all been one-way traffic. 2 and 3, which is a 5, and that is a penalty event. 2-3 is a delayed whistle. So we'll continue to play. And 7. 3 to 1 to 2. And 3 will change. So gets the scissors, they didn't want that. 4, 5, so it's going to be 2. It's a shot and it's a goal. So it's a delayed penalty goal. So Vancouver gets the goal on a delayed penalty. And it is Tony Malcolm who puts them back in the lead. And it's from Salt, Justin Salt, and Logan Schuss. On a delayed penalty. And now we need to know who was the player that got the penalty, because even though he won't serve the minutes, it will go down as a penalty. 12. D5. Hostroa. He doesn't have greater than 2, therefore it's a minor penalty. And so it is a roughing. So Toronto minor Hostroa for roughing. But obviously you won't serve that because they scored on the delayed penalty, so we'll stay even. But the momentum will go to Vancouver with that goal. And we're at the centre to start the face-off. It's an 8, which is the home team wins the face-off. So Vancouver get the ball. And we have a 10, which is a turnover if they've got square, and they do. 1 and 4 is another penalty event. 5, which is an offensive penalty. So Toronto having a few problems with discipline here, and we have a 5. It's 0-4 to Latrell Harris. If the penalty is less than 1, there is no penalty, so luckily he gets away with that. We have 4 and 4, 8, which is a scramble, and we're looking at star. And they don't have anybody with star on Toronto, and neither do Vancouver, but they do have the momentum, so they will take the ball. And 7, which is going to be a BoxLa blast for 10 minutes. And then defense dominates, mark off 10 segments. Then next segment, team with most squares gets a BoxLa blast shot. So they've got 1. And Vancouver don't have any, so it's a BoxLa blast shot for Toronto. And is 6, which is 2 to 1 to 2. And a 6 on defense, which is goalie way out of position, no stars, so it just has to hit 2, 3, 4 or less, and he scores. Oh, he's missed! He's missed! So Toronto miss, and 5 goes to the visiting team, so Toronto will pick the ball back up. But what an opportunity, missed the goals completely. This is calling for a spectacular save. Choice of offense to score, so let's have a look. Let's see what the dice says. So it's going to be, well, you're going to go with the best player really, but so he's got a 3. So let's have a look. 10. Off the post he scores, so yes, goal for Toronto. And Adam Jones ties it up at in the last minute of this period. And the assist came from Slade. So it's an even-handed goal, and 10-10 is the score. As we go into the last 30 seconds, Toronto will take over momentum. 7. That is going to be a BoxLa blast. 2 minutes, so it's going to run out. Comeback rally. Trailing team, which doesn't exist, so it goes to momentum. So Toronto have a chance to score right at the end on a BoxLa shot. 4 is 1 to 2 to 2, and 2 will change, so the shot will go to Schreiber. And there are plenty of stars there, and 2 quick reflexes. It's a play save, so the goal is good, and the shot is good, and the goalie can't save it, so Toronto score right at the end. There will be a face-off, so Toronto take the lead. Schreiber gets the goal from Jones and McArdle, and right at the end of the period they take the lead. There will be a face-off. For high face-off wins the face-off. It doesn't really matter because that's going to be the end of the period. So at the end of 3, the score is 11-10. So Toronto scored 4 and Vancouver scored 1 in that period, and we go into the 4th period. Very close game. So 11, procedure call, and this time it is going to go to the visitors. So Vancouver will take the face off at the start of this period. 2 and 3, it's a 5, and I think that's a penalty. Eventually it is, and it's a slow whistle. So it's a defensive penalty. Let's see what happens. 7, 3 to 1 to 2, and 3 will change. So it's a scissors. 2, 3, so it's going to be a 1. So it's a miss. So it's going to be a Vancouver miss. But now we're going to have to check for a penalty. Seven. On a dice roll of 7, offensive defense whistles for lost possession. Only 6-1 or 1-6 is illegal, and it's a 5-2. Loose ball push. So we're going to go to a face-off. So there is no penalty, they're just going to bring it back, loose ball push, and we'll have a face-off. And it's an 11. Procedure call again. Odd number goes to the visitors. Vancouver win the ball. And then we have an 11, which is a play clock violation if they've got a square. Yeah. So Vancouver taking too long. And Toronto are given the ball. 2 and 3, which is a 5, and it's another penalty, and a delayed penalty this time on Toronto. On Vancouver, sorry, Toronto with the ball. 6, 3, 2 changes 1. So it's double scissors, so that's not going to be good. 2, 5, which is 1. So it's a miss. And we look at the penalty chart to see if there's a penalty for Vancouver. Five. It is on D4, who is Zach Porter, and he is a 1.5 penalty. And so it's a major penalty. So Vancouver penalty major. So they're going to be down for 5 minutes. This is not going to be good. So Porter, 5-minute penalty, and that is a 6, which is roughing. So a major roughing penalty. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So it will end there. So Porter will go out. They will bring a defender in to fill the slot. And let me tell you, they don't have a lot. Zach Christiansen is going to come in and fill the rotation. And Toronto have the ball, and position 2 is not on the ice. So here we go. We have an 11. and 11 on a power play. Use a different sheet for that. Loose ball. Team with the most power play penalty kill symbols gains possession. So there's no circles. They've got one circle, so it's going to be Vancouver on the penalty kill. 4, goal charge. We're looking at offense 2, who is Craig. Does he have a triangle or a penalty? He has a triangle. So they get a play. Sorry. 2. So it doesn't matter because they're going to miss. Vancouver have the ball. So they're going to miss and Toronto are going to take over. 3, power play. Do the power play team have 2 power play circles? No, they don't. So no time there, so Toronto, no play there, so Toronto take over. Oh, by the way, Toronto have momentum because they're on a power play. So Vancouver take over. So we have a 5, which is a penalty kill. If short-handed team has 2 circles, and they don't, they have 1. So it's gone out of bounds. And 3, team with most triangles. 1, 2, 2, 1. So Toronto take the ball back. 4 and 4, 8. It's a scramble and we're looking at power. So Toronto have 1, 2 powers, 1 power. Toronto get the ball and so they will have a chance. 10. 4 to 2 to 1 and 2 will change. So that's 1 assist. Oh, 5 assists. Lots of assists. They've got plenty. It's got to be a save. And he makes the save. So Toronto gets the shot and there's a save. 7. Goalie denies shot. 0-2 and 0-4 battle for a loose ball. And it's deflected out of bounds. 0-2 and D4. So 0-2 has to change. D4 has to change and it goes out of bounds. Should be there. And let's see. 5. Visiting team. So Toronto pick up the ball. 3 and 2. So 5 is a penalty kill. They still don't have 2 circles. The ball goes out of bounds. And we have a 2, which is the trailing team. So Vancouver will take the ball. 2 minutes left on the penalty. So 4 and 1 is another penalty kill, and they still don't have it. So Vancouver goes out of bounds. And this time we have 4, which is the home team. So Vancouver still have the ball. Minute 30 left on the penalty. 2 doesn't change. 5 does. 7, power play. Do they have a power play circle? They do. So they're going to get an attempt here. Toronto on the power play. 10. 4 to 2 to 1 and 2 will change. So 4 has 1 assist. Oh, loads. So Penny needs a less than a 2 on the white dice. And he doesn't get it, so it's a power play goal to Toronto. And Toronto take a further goal lead. And it is now 12 to 10 as we go. As we're in the 4th, so Toronto goal. Paulus. from Cree and Schreiber. 12-10, and they're still on the power play because it's a major penalty. So we're back to the face-off spot. Five and 3, so we've got an 8. Man advantage team wins face-off. If the man advantage team have one power play circle, and they do, then they get an immediate play. So they've got an immediate play to try and score again. 9. 4 to 1 to 2, and 1 will change, but 2 is the big one. So they've got plenty. They could score again, and they do. So this power play, right, they defended it so well, but right at the end of the power play, still 30 seconds left on the power play, and this time it's Schreiber who gets the goal from Cree and Jones. And so 13-10, and they've begun to put a bit of a lead in there. This could be difficult for Vancouver to come back from this. 7 on a face-off. Face-off won by high face-off, unless the short-handed team have 2 circles, and they don't. So Toronto win it, and they could still get another goal right at the end of this power play. 6 and 3, so 6 is going to be a 3 there, and so we've got a 9, which is a play team with most triangles. 1, 1, so it'll go to Toronto, so Toronto get the play because they've got the momentum, and so 6, 3, 2, 1, 2 will change place. There's going to be enough. Yep, 6. That's good, and it's in, it's a goal. So Toronto had another one. And this is the thing about this game, you can score goals very, very quickly. And Toronto have put this out of sight, really, because of the power play. So Jones gets the goal, and Tullett and Craig get the assists, and the third power play goal in succession that will end the power play. So we'll go back to even-handed, but a major penalty, really, damage is done. 8 minutes left in the game. Can Vancouver get back in this? 14-10. 1 and 1. There's a fight. If the home and visitor players have a fighter on the floor, well, the home have got a fighter, and the visitors haven't. There is a punch thrown. Let's see who threw this. Visitor player lands a punch. So Toronto land punch keeps them in momentum because actually that's wrong, isn't it? Because it's a face-off. Let me just thought there was going to be a bit of excitement there with a bit of punch, but I got that wrong. 2 high face-off wins, so Toronto win the face-off. That chip can come off because he's now back in play. 10 turnover. Do the defenders have a square? They do, so Toronto get nothing from that. And Vancouver take the ball up the court. They need to start scoring. 9 is a loose ball. Team with more squares. 1, 2. So Toronto will take the ball. They both got 2, but Toronto have the advantage. And 3 and 1 is a 4. which is a goal charge. And we're looking at the offense 3, who is Tullit. Does he have a square? No, he doesn't, so they'll lose the ball. And we have a 9. Loose ball, 6-3. Team with most triangles. 2 in a row. And that is Toronto keeping the ball. 7 is a bBoxLa blast. 3 minutes. 3 sections. And then we have 3-4 offensive outburst. Mark 3 off. Team with the most triangles gets this bBoxLa shot. 1 for Toronto, 1 for Vancouver, but Toronto have the advantage, and this is where the game could be quickly over. 1-1, and 3 is play without the stars, so that's 2 off. So 1, 2, 3, so 5. And it's a goal. Toronto just rubbing it in. They've now got a 5-goal lead. And that 5-minute penalty has really deflated Vancouver. So Paulus gets the goal. Craig gets the assist. An even-handed goal at 15-10 now, the score. So 9. Home win the face-off and get immediate play, so Vancouver get an immediate play. 8. 3-2-1, and 3 will change place. Scissors, didn't want that. 2, 5, so it's going to be a cut down to 2. So it's a miss. And a 5 means that the visiting team, Toronto, take the ball. Five is a penalty, 2-3 is a slow whistle, so this is going to come against Vancouver, not good. 6, 3-2-1, and 2 will change places. So that's 1, 3, 5. Shot is good, but it's saved. So 6. Goalie kicks the ball wide. The ball goes to 0-1, so they're still going to play this. So Paulus with a 2, which is now a 3, but it's still a miss. And it goes out of bounds. So now we need to see what the penalty is upcoming, and this could, well, it will just virtually kill the game off anyway. So it is 7. And we're looking at a 3-4. So it's an illegal pick, but they're just going to award the ball to Toronto. To know if they've got a square, and they do, so Toronto don't get anything there. Vancouver take over. 2 and 3, and that's going to be a penalty on the defense on the Toronto side. So Vancouver 7, 3-1-2, 3 will change place. Oh, that's a good change for them. 1, 5, so enough that Rose has to save 2 or less, and it's 2 or more, and it's a goal on the white dice, and it is, it's a goal. Vancouver have got a goal back. On a delayed penalty, it is McCready from Chetna and Schuss. So a delayed penalty goal makes it 15-11. Still think it's probably too late now, but they do take momentum as we go to the centre for the face-off. And it's a 6, which is a crash. So it's the 2 players that are involved, 5-on-1, and we're looking for skill. Toronto's player has skill, so Toronto will take the ball. No, it's actually the visitors who win the face-off, so Toronto have got the face-off anyway. It was a face-off. So here we go. So we've got a 12, which is going to be a spectacular save. $11. 5 stars, spectacular save. It would have been stopped. He's only got 4. Well, yes, he has got 4 because he had momentum. So Toronto with a goal, just to put that 5-goal margin back. So Domine, highest assist rating is Jones. So Jones gets the assist to Domine, and so 16-11. Toronto take momentum back. We're down to the last 2.5 minutes. Six is Toronto will take the face off, and we're now down at 3, which is a play. Team with the most triangles. 1 for Toronto, 2 for Vancouver, so Vancouver get the play. And it is 6, which is 3 to 2 to 1, and 2 will change. Didn't want that. But 1, 3, it is 6, so they've got enough. Rose needs to save this. Shot is good and it's saved. Four, pings off the post, pile up in front, a square on the defence they have. Collects the ball and advances up the field, so they get nothing. 2 minutes left. Toronto far from winding this down, trying to attack. And there's a loose ball, and it's a 3-6. Team with the most triangles. 1 for Toronto, 1 for Vancouver. Toronto have momentum, so Toronto get it. Then 6 and 2 is an 8, which is a scramble, and we're looking at speed. 1, 2, 3. Everybody's got speed on Toronto, so Toronto keep it and they'll attack. On a 6, 3, 2, 1. 2 will change, which is good for Vancouver. So it's a 4. And so it's a miss. Toronto miss. And then 6 gives it to the team with the most squares. They've both got 2, so it will go to Toronto. So Toronto will start to look for another move, and it's a spectacular save required. Seven, 2 or better, and it is. It's a spec save. So Toronto is spec save, and so it goes out of bounds. And the training team get it, so Vancouver will pick up the ball, and they also get momentum because of that save. Don't think there's a lot they can do about it, but they could get another one to make it a bit more respectable. That's 16-11. and a 10 turnover. Do they have a square? Yes, they do. Vancouver turn the ball over, and time is now running down, and we have a 3-4-7, which is a bBoxLa. Visitor penalty. So we're going to get a Toronto penalty, and we're going to get a Vancouver goal right at the end. So Vancouver get the goal, and it is going to be Schuss. And Porter is the assist on the delayed penalty. Sorry, on the power play. So it's 16-12. Go back to the centre. 5 and 6, which is a 1 there, so that's 11. It's a procedure call. Even, and the ball will go to the home team, Vancouver, but the whistle will go, and that will end the game. So Toronto scoring 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 goals in that period. 2 goals for Vancouver, giving us a final score of 16-12. Vancouver go to 0-1, Toronto move to 1-1, and that is the last game of week 2. I'd like to give you the standings, but unfortunately my drive, I have one of these Seagate drives, and unfortunately I think the cable's gone because I can't get anything, and that actually has all my PDF games on it, so I'm hoping it's the cable. But hopefully you enjoyed it. Give it a thumbs up if you did, leave a comment, yada yada yada. I'll be back shortly with all these numbers filled in to let you know what the full box score is. So here we are with the full roundup. At the end of the game, Toronto Rock beat Vancouver Warriors 16-12. The power play penalty in the 4th period, the major that they had, really did for Vancouver. They were doing quite well at that point. So 16-12 is the final score. Shots, we have 51 for Toronto, 41 for Vancouver, and that is made up of, you take the bBoxLa blast total of 36 and you divide that by 2, which gives you 18, then you add that to 36, which gives you 54. Then you divide that by 2 and you share that out between the 2 teams, so they all both got 27 shots each, and then they had 24 shots and 14 shots respectively in the actual game that I marked on the book at this side, so which ends up with the 51-41. Now the penalties, Toronto had a massive 28 minutes in penalties, and Vancouver had 11, but Toronto obviously made it pay better than Vancouver did, and so they had Toronto had 24 minutes in the game, as you saw when we were adding these penalties in. But what you do in this case to get the bBoxLa blast minutes is you take the 36 bBoxLa blast sections and divide that by 10. I round up or down depending on whether it's a 6 or a 4 or whatever. So that's 4 each, and that's, you just add those to it. So 24 plus 7 is 28, 7 plus 4 is 11, and so that wraps it up. The penalties, the bBoxLa blast penalties, just if you're keeping stats, I take the highest penalty minutes players, and what I do is I give the first 2 minutes to the highest one, and then if there's another one with that same rating, then he gets the other 2. If not, I go back and give it to the original one. So let's say we had 6 minutes and I had a player at 2 penalty and a player at 1.5. The first 2 would go to the player with 2, the second 2 would go to the player with 2, and the third one would go with the 1.5. So the higher penalty minutes player effectively picks up higher bBoxLa blast minutes. In this case it didn't matter because Toronto had 2 players with the same high penalties. So Kierna McCardle got 2 and Billy Hostroza got 2. For Vancouver, we only had 1 player, and Owen Barker got all the 4 minutes. So I hope you enjoyed it. Hopefully I'll get my drive back, and I'll be able to update the stats and give you the league positions for in week 3. But do leave a comment, and I will be introducing shortly my other lacrosse project. I bought the fantasy set, and I've drafted, and I've made some cards. I've got to run it past Keith just to make sure he's happy with me using them on YouTube, and if he's happy, then you'll be able to see them. They're quite colourful, but that will be coming up. Hope you enjoyed it. Leave a comment, and we'll see you again next time.